Let me tell you how bad the job market is right now. I got laid off about 36 days ago. Probably 200 applications in. Out of that, probably 25 rejection letters. Signed up at Walmart for a job. Signed with the local Publix, my grocery store, for a job. No interviews, no contacts. Out of all the applications I put in, I've had 2 interviews. Been ghosted probably 15 times. Then I decided, well, you know what? I'll do DoorDash. Went to do DoorDash. Couldn't get on in the area. Your zone is full. Can't even do DoorDash. That's how bad it is. I've been aged out 36 days. This is the longest I've ever been without a job ever in my life. 23 years in the military, master's degree, bachelor's, tons of experience. Can't find anything.
I'm a recruiter and I work in the life sciences industry. I posted a position yesterday on LinkedIn for a data scientist role. The role's remote. It filters out anyone that doesn't live in the US, has knockout questions for people just to make sure that they meet the qualifications for the role. So active applications, I log in today, over 600. Taking a look through all of the applications, every single person is qualified. I have to go through and reject over 600 people for a job that these people probably well deserve because our market is crashing. I've never seen anything like this in the 11 years that I've been recruiting. The job market is awful right now.
Man, it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I wanted to actually come on here and post a video, but I'm really at the end of my rope and I'm not sure what else to do. So a little bit of backstory. I worked as a director of client delivery and also a director of operations at a Fortune 15 organization for the last 2 years. Before that, I was a director of operations at a different company. So I've worked really hard. I have 3 degrees. I have an MBA. Worked really hard throughout my life to get into corporate America and rise through the ranks and do a really good job. Loved my job, was at a great organization, but corporate America, and I was laid off with 136 of my colleagues back in November of 2024. I knew the job market was brutal. I didn't realize it was this brutal. I still have not found employment. I've applied to well over 300 jobs. I've had some interviews. I get to final rounds. It's always somebody else that they go with. So I know that it's not my experience. It's just someone maybe that has more experience than I do. I don't know. But I'm at the point where I've exhausted everything. I'm a single parent, so I'm the only earner. I have exhausted my severance package. I've exhausted my savings. I've exhausted my Fidelity accounts, all of my stock. Everything's gone. I'm down to the last bit to get me through the next few weeks. On top of it, my landlord has told me that he is selling the house that I rent from him that I've been in for the last 3 years. He's selling that at the end of my lease, which is up at the end of August. So if you know anything about renting, you can't go get a new place if you can't show proof of employment. So I'm at a loss. I'm not really sure what to do.
I got a job offer for a place, you know, a tanning salon, a managerial position, right? Required my bachelor's degree. I was like, yeah, of course, this is good. This is good. I'll be working, different environment. I like, makeup, blah, blah, blah. $14 an hour. $14 an hour. What? I wouldn't have been able to eat with $14 an hour. Like, it required my bachelor's degree. I went to the interview. I almost took the job, honestly. But I didn't. I said I would rather be unemployed. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And this is a tanning salon that is very well known. I'm pretty sure it's in every state. It is so baffling that they're paying their people like that. Especially how overpriced their shit is.
So I just came out of the city of Burbank job fair and media expo where there were no jobs available. It was about 2,000 people, including me, holding resumes, and a bunch of tents of people, I guess, promoting their businesses, I guess, and no one was hiring at all, including the company that just laid me off. There were about 100 people in line to talk to them, and then there was just like a lady from there being like, if you're trying to drop off a resume, just go online, it's all online. I talked to a lady from the Burbank Library. She's like, we're here to answer questions about the library. And I was like, okay, are you guys hiring? And she was like, I don't know, go online. Anyway, it was awful and demoralizing, but I did it. I gave it a try. I can say I tried. Do better, city of Burbank. There are a lot of people out there looking for jobs right now, and I think I was not the only one who expected there to be some people hiring at the job fair.
I'm to the point, I miss the days when you had to just go into a physical location, fill out an application, and you had one interview, you sat down, you talked to the freaking owner of the business, and at the end of it, you were offered a job or you were told no. I mean, I miss those days. Why in the flying fuck do we have, why is it the way that it is today? I mean, two interviews and the questions that are asked, my goodness, I have never been asked such stupid ass questions in my entire life. The lady literally asked me, are you kind? What the fuck? How does, like, what the fuck? How does, I don't understand. I'm going crazy. Like, are you guys hiring or not? Just, it's that simple. I'm fed the fuck up. I'm fed the fuck up, and I know I cannot be the only one fed up with the job market and how things are operating today. It's just,
guys, the job market is literally insane right now because I have used every single connection I have made since starting my professional career, even like college connections. I have messaged every single person that I can possibly think of. I've emailed recruiters that I've talked to years ago about jobs at like previous companies that I was interviewing for. I've even cold emailed recruiters that I found like on LinkedIn, and I'm like, I don't know what is going on here, but I can't even get like an initial interview and I'll be extremely qualified for the job or even overqualified for the job. And I'm like that desperate. I'm just like, I think people are preying on the fact that we're all that desperate. I don't know what to do. Every time I apply for something, I make sure my resume is fully tailored to that job. I make sure there's keywords in there that match the job description perfectly. And I literally, even I'll have like initial phone calls with people and they'll be like, don't worry, like if we proceed or don't proceed, we'll let you know otherwise. We won't ghost you. They've all ghosted me. I'm like, don't even tell me that. And then another company I was interviewing for, it was like an initial HR interview. She was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to get you in front of the team, yada, yada. And I followed up with her like a week later when she said she would get back to me. And when I emailed her a couple hours later, I got an automated response saying they are moving forward with other candidates that are more like the experience is more closely aligned to what they're looking for. I'm like, what are you looking for then? How are people finding jobs unless they're taking jobs that have crap pay and are just sticking it out and have multiple jobs? I don't know.
I got laid off from my corporate job yesterday. And I think that this is the reality for a lot of Americans right now, and it needs to be shared because America is not doing well right now. We have a 94% prediction rate that the recession is going to come, but yet our frickin' administration hasn't even made the move to actually say that a recession is coming. And let's actually call it what it is, a depression. People can't afford groceries, they can't afford rent, they can't afford buying houses, they can't afford having babies, they can't afford having the kids in general if they already have them. We are not in a good spot, y'all. I know that I'm just a number in a company, but I thought I was okay. You're going to think that you're okay because you've worked there for so long or you have the right experience. Like, you guys, I have an undergraduate in marketing, a master's in business, 6 years of paid social media experience, both on a strategist and manager level. I have done people management for at least 3 years. I'm a senior level in my career. And yet, when I was hired to do a senior level role, I was forced into entry level positions. I was doing entry level work as a senior level strategist, all while at the same time being asked to reduce my workload with AI And our team was having layoffs every like 3 months. I should have seen it coming. I really should have. But the thing is that it was not something that I saw coming, because the day before that they laid me off, I was literally talking coverage plans with another employee who was going on leave for like months. How am I supposed to sit there and not think that I'm safe in that moment? I just think it's absolutely ridiculous that we live in a world like this where like my manager wasn't even the one that fired me, by the way, or laid me off. It was frickin' HR, and they read off a script, but my whole team got laid off. And this is the reality for a lot of Americans right now. My partner is a first responder, so I'm very lucky for the fact that I can be leaning on him for support right now, because luckily his job is secure, thanks to the fact that number one, his job is essential, and number two, he has a union behind him. What I will never understand is why corporate agencies have not unionized. We're not allowed, right? We're not allowed. That's part of it. We'll get fired because at least in this corporate world, they're always going to side on the side of business because that's what's making the government money. This world right now is not supporting people. It is supporting business. You are just a number, unfortunately. So please prepare yourself for shit like this. I wish I would have. I wish I'd been applying to other jobs months ago. I just was so dumb to not realize the signs. I want to talk about it. I think people need to talk about it. I think we need to make this more public. We all saw the jobs report. It was awful. Getting laid off on the day that the jobs report goes out, and it's 22,000 instead of 75,000 new jobs. You know how discouraging that is?
News came out today that there are more unemployed people in America than there are job offerings or job openings. So we are inherently cooked. I know for myself that I've already been applying for jobs, and I've applied for over 1,000 jobs already in the last few months. I've had interviews that have led to nowhere. I have a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and a technical degree, and I still can't get or break into the tech world, which is in shambles right now. But I know that it has to be more than just like, oh, like I'm making a career switch and I'm just like not like, I don't have a lot of experience under my belt when it comes to tech, right? It has to be a little bit more than that. And I honestly do believe that something is brewing, something is going to happen quickly. If you have a job, which I do right now, I'm very thankful. Keep your job, stay in your job. You can look for other jobs, but don't ever quit your job because it's awful out here.
I am unemployed and we had some savings. I had some severance to hold us over for a few months, and that is running out. I have been interviewing. I've been applying for jobs. Like it is literally my part-time job right now to find a job. I've had interviews. I haven't had any offers. Certainly not any offers for remote work. I've had interviews for in-person work, but they pay significantly lower. Like the places where I live, where I have to go to work, they don't pay well. At least they don't pay what remote work will pay. But here's what I am doing. I am opening up my classes on VIP Kid because I used to teach English to kids in China. I'm continuing to apply. I'm continuing to go through with interviews, whether they're in person or they're virtual.
What do you think about the mass extinction event that's happening in the jobs market, mostly because of AI? How is it affecting your life? Well, I can tell you that it's certainly affecting, or it seems to be affecting, everyone's life if you're Gen Z, even millennial, and possibly even Gen X. And our government is not doing anything about it. They're sitting on the sidelines while these billionaires and these giant corporations develop a technology, and there's no thought on how this is going to affect our society. And you might think, why isn't government doing anything about it? Well, it's obvious, right? Its government is completely corrupted by corporations, billionaires, and special interests.
Just got off the phone with an old friend of mine who's way smarter than me. And I don't think anyone realizes where we are in the world right now as a society. We are creating something for the first time in human history that is more intelligent than us. We are creating something that requires more energy than we have. I don't want to sound like a doomsdayer, but my God. I have 2 young children. I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what to tell them. I don't think anyone knows what's coming. It's not gonna be good.
Yeah, guys, AI continues to disrupt the job market. Keep your eyes open as to what is really going on. A lot of people have their head in the sand. They don't believe that their position can ever be touched. And that's just not the reality anymore. AI eventually can and probably will replace most jobs that are out there right now. So just be very careful about that going forward in the future. And you know, the best thing to do, like I always say, is to prepare yourselves for the future. Make sure you're getting yourselves in a good position right now financially. Make sure that you're making wise decisions with your debt load, with anything that you acquire, with the way that you are preparing your family for the future. Build up your emergency savings, stock up your pantry, get different types of preparedness items. If you want to see the types of items that we like to have in our household, I'll put a link down in the description box below. You can take a look at those. But this is the time right now, guys, to hunker down. If you have a job, keep your job. If you are thinking that maybe your job might do layoffs in the future, start looking for other work, because it takes a long time to find a job nowadays. So don't just wait to the last minute.